Welcome to another video. This is Bojack Season 2 Part 1. I wanted to do the whole season, but I chose to split it so I could have two videos. Anyway, welcome to Bojack Season 2 Part 1. Sorry about the inconsistency because I have been very inconsistent and I'm trying to also, balance a lot of things. I have no more excuses. Just watch the video and I hope you like it.
And you might think, what if I fall? Well,
I can change and I will change.
So we dive into episode 1. And in episode 1, Bojack gets a new gig, a new outlook, a new mantra that he recites all the time. You are good, you are loved. And yet, he pushed his fake positive attitude onto everyone around him, especially Diane.
I gotta say, the new you seems a little on edge.
What?
And he completely shuts out any actual emotional honesty. I mean, he uses toxic positivity as a duct tape of a collapsing bridge. And you can see this in so many instances in the episode. We have that one scene where he's now talking to Mr. Peanut Butter, and we all know, if you've watched season 1, that they're not good friends. Personally, Bojack doesn't like him. So that just gives a really iffy vibe, And throughout the episode, we also got to see a glimpse of what kind of made him that way. We see that in the first few minutes of the episode, the mom talks to Bojack and kind of makes him feel like, hey, you're not a good child and you're not impressing me. You need to do something to impress me. And all along, Bojack got into acting, got into everything because, you get very visible affection from there and he thrives from that. So he dug himself so much on that. And throughout the episode, as he fakes this positive attitude, you could see the many cracks that would happen, especially when he's talking to his mother. The second time they got to talk with the mother said something and Bojack just outly shouted that he wants drinks in his mouth. He really values what the mom thinks of him and the mom really doesn't care, The mom is she's just there. And again, where this is so evident is within the last few minutes of the episode, we get to have them talk on a phone call. And this phone call really hit Bojack because it's like he realized all this he's doing, it's not necessary anymore.
You were born broken. That's your birthright.
And he just goes back to himself. He goes back to his old self. This whole thing of Bojack trying to fake that he's being new, he's being a very good person, just doesn't stick. It's not him. Even when he's trying so much to be good, you can tell that he's just masking it. Everywhere he's masking it. So for the first episode, with how I feel about it, I feel like this first episode really shows how Bojack is so immune to change because he always thinks he's right and everyone around him is wrong. And that's been stemming all the way from the first season, and it just keeps on reflecting. And in this episode specifically, you could see that so well. So yeah, that's my take on episode 1. So let's move to episode 2.
What are you doing here?
Episode 2 is a very weird episode. You see Bojack start dating Wanda. She just woke up from a 30-year coma, bro. You see that both of them are kind of there's this thing where this lady says this.
Well, Bojack stunted too. He got famous in his 20s, so he's gonna be in his 20s forever.
Kind of makes up for the whole episode how Bojack hasn't really grown from his 20s and he's dating someone who's from a 30-year coma and their mindset is still in their 20s. So Bojack literally just dates someone who doesn't know who Bojack is, who Bojack was, or whatever he's done, so she can't judge him. We see that he's emotionally manipulating Wanda, using her as a fresh start, as an excuse to avoid accountability, and their relationship is built on lies. So this episode was an interesting one to say the least. It just continues to show how Bojack can use every way possible to just run away from facing himself. facing accountability. The whole thing about him just caring about what he wants and he doesn't care about anyone else. So episode 2 just shows how ignorant and how Bojack doesn't really want to take accountability for his own actions. So yeah, let's move on to episode 3 now.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's move in together. Let's do it. It's crazy, but let's do it.
We dive into episode 3 and we see the gang reunite. Everyone from the Horsing Around show finally comes together, and they don't come together for something that's just fun and casual. Hob just died and they're there for his funeral. We see Bojack making Hob's death about himself. He whines about not getting closure, even though Hob literally asked him to leave when he was alive. Like, Bojack is so funny, man. Bojack making everything about himself and always drawing anything to always make him seem like the victim. He makes him so unlikable. And as the show progresses, I'm sure you're gonna feel that way more than you feel right now. He forces everyone else to sit through his guilt spiral again. Even Sarah Lynn, who just wanted free food and an emotional nama. I feel like Bojack is so focused on making sure that he's the one getting consoled and told, you're sorry and everything. Like, he's so focused on making everything about him. And by doing this and not caring about how he's affecting other people, you can just see how everyone doesn't seem to like it. Everyone always has a problem. So yeah, episode 3, we just see Bojack again make everyone suffer for his own actions without caring, even a bit. Episode 4 of season 2 of Bojack Horseman majorly focuses on Mr. Peanut Butter's and Diane's relationship, and it doesn't really trickle down to Bojack as much. They get to share this moment with Wanda in the car, where Wanda shares this joke about mulch, which I find it really interesting when she says this.
Why does everything always have to be funny?
You could tell that after Bojack starts talking, he's drunk and he's so inconsiderate, and he tries to push it as if, Wanda, this all started so fast and it's not, maybe it's not going the way it's supposed to be. And even Bojack himself is just contradicting what he's saying, because he love-bombed Wanda. He wanted to move in with Wanda because, he just likes the fact that he's not being judged by Wanda. Wanda herself, she woke up from that year coma. She still has this, zeal about life. You can see it, you can feel it when you watch her. And I feel like in everything that happens throughout Bojack, Wanda has been the best girlfriend for Bojack, hands down, nothing else. This episode just really shows how Bojack doesn't really know how to communicate. And he does those weird Bojack things that he does every single time and just pushes Wanda away, even though Wanda still wants to build on the relationship. So yeah, my take on this episode is just Bojack being Bojack and doing Bojack things and ruining the relationship. Okay, sabotaging the relationship a little bit more than he already was. And also contradicting himself for love bombing and all that weird stuff, So episode 4, majorly focusing on Diane and Mr. Peanut Butter. That's going to be for another video. So yes, that's what I think about it.
Oh, wow, that is actually a really good joke.
I told you, some things take time.
I don't want to do my homework.
What?
I want chicken for days.
Episode 5 in the Bojack series. I really find this episode to be very interesting because it has a lot of themes. But we are not talking about those themes. We're not talking about the rest of the story. We're focusing on Bojack. And again, like episode 4, doesn't really focus on Bojack as much. We just see Bojack trying to get this director to really like him, and the director doesn't. Because, the director really stereotyped that type of person. And he's actually right because, Bojack is just another asshole who's a celebrity. But anyway, in episode 5, we just see Bojack again try to do what he does best, make everyone try and like him, which never works. By this, We get to have them, share a car ride. Bojack tries so much to like have them together, and the director just puts it on his face. She doesn't want anything to do with him. This is just for work, stuff like that. And yeah, the episode just ends. The whole theme with the episode and the chickens. That's one of the series I'll start soon. So yeah, we'll talk about that then. And again, Bojack does the same thing, inconsiderate. I always want things for himself, repeating the same cycle from all the way from episode 1 till now. So I just finished watching episode 6, and to say the least, this episode was really interesting. We get to have Bojack, say something very much devious, according to him. He says, "I love you," to Wanda, and things get really messed up within that moment. And Bojack tries everything within that day to make sure that she doesn't go back to see Wanda. Doing everything, rescheduling the whole acting thing and making it shoot longer, having a moment with his co-star and actually not listening to him, and while the co-star was explaining something to do with
autoerotic asphyxiation.
Bojack not really taking it serious and just looking for ways where she could find a way to avoid having the talk with Wanda or something like that. It goes on, and you see Bojack, when he comes at night, rushing in bed, Wanda says something, then ends up saying, "I don't love you, Bojack." And this kills Bojack, to be honest. This makes him feel very bad. I mean, he did the same thing in the morning, so wow. The next day, he's out there trying to do what his co-star does. I can't even saying that name, it's crazy, but anyway, he goes on to
Oh, right, yeah, the autoerotic...
That could have been me,
He tries to do that, walking up the bed and everything, and all he's trying to get is Wanda to say, "I love you" back. It's so crazy how he could do everything. He's so self-centered, and this pattern again repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. So for episode 6, we just see him being selfish so that he could get what he wants. Exactly what he does every other single episode. So yeah, those are my thoughts on episode 6.
I beeped you, Bojack.
Hey, about this morning.
It's fine.
Because when I said
I
that...
said it's fine. You don't love me. That's okay. I don't love you.
What?
Good night.
So now I'm done reviewing season 2, part 1 of Bojack Horseman, and I feel like there's so much to this than just giving like small summaries of what happened in each episode. I feel like I want to take a shift and start exploring the more that Bojack has to give. I'll still be giving the reviews, but like later on. So stay tuned for that. I'm expanding more in my animation, and I feel like I should also focus more on that so that I could probe up my portfolio. So for anyone who's going to be interested in that, you're welcome. I'll be posting them here together with any other video that I'll ever make. Thank you for watching my video. Hope you like and subscribe, and yeah, get me to 100 subscribers. I don't have 100 subscribers, so get me to 100 subscribers. If you have any other video ideas you'd like me to do, of course, mention them. Leave a thumbs up or a comment if you have the time. So yeah, goodbye.
Did you pray today? Did you pray today? I get down on some gangster.